All right, we got one more guy that's going to wrap things up for us before we get on to our headliner tonight. We want to thank you guys for being such a fantastic crowd here tonight. This is absolutely awesome. We get to do it. We got 7 other folks tomorrow night, and then, of course, Jimmy Dore next Saturday, and all the stuff. So let's get it rolling. It's just not the Funny Fest without this guy. I don't know how many years he's done it, but it really isn't. And he's one of those guys that kind of just kept doing it. Now he goes down south and he does it, and he works, and he's working with the Quest and about everybody else. And we're real lucky to have him back here at the Funny Fest. Give it up, Mr. Ryan Hughes.
Wow, thanks everyone for coming out. Don't mind the hat, I just like Life Aquatic. My hat. I'm really glad to be here tonight. This is like my favorite night of the year. I'm not very good at math, but I figured out that this is my 11th Funny Fest. So I really don't know why they let me come back. It must be those photos I have of both of them. So anyway, I just got back from Indiana. I was down there for work this week. I got to do a show there, and it was 100 degrees warmer when I got there than it was here. And when you try to explain that to people in Indiana, they just look at you like you're retarded or something. But it was really 100 degrees difference. And, it was like being in the lower 48 in the summer. It was warm and dark, you know, that weird sensation. So, a couple weeks ago I was down in Florida, and I don't like Florida. It's kind of the ball sack of America, you know. It's kind of moist and humid. And if you look like me, you're not very well received, you know. They don't know whether you're like homeless or ISIS, but either way they fucking run, you know? So it's good to be back in Alaska where I feel normal. It's because, you know, we're all here because we're not all there. So it was pretty fun doing comedy in Indy, especially right now, seeing our vice president is from there, you know. And it kind of surprises me that he's so anti-homosexual, seeing he's such a cocksucker. You know, I think when an elected official take the oath of office, they ought to shove a colonic tube in their ass. At least that way when they take office, they won't be full of shit. Speaking of being full of shit, I'm kind of surprised Trump's so pro-life, you know. Given his stance on immigration, I think he'd, you know, want to be pro-choice. He could have some immigration policy called Anchors Away. Think about it, anchor babies. Okay, abortion jokes are tough, so, you never know where you're going to go with that. I'm pretty pro-choice. I'll choose to do anything once and see how it works out. You know, my wife asked me the other day, said, why do you have to be such an asshole? And I thought about it, only because I like her. And near as I could tell, it's kind of like being gay. It's not a choice. So, honey, I'm born this way, and you're just going to have to accept me for how I am. So, we were joking around one time, and you know how they have that farmersonly.com thing. They ought to have a dating site for assholes, and assholesonly.com kind of meant something completely different. I don't think that would work. I think Pence would have that shut down in no time. So, did you know alpacas have 2 vaginas? Seriously. So they'll use one for 7 minutes, and then they use the second one for 7 minutes, and they go back to the first one for 7 minutes, and they finally ejaculate after another 7 minutes in the second one. And I know what you're thinking, why the fuck does this guy know that? When I was a kid, I worked at an alpaca farm. No, stop thinking that. Fuck, do I look like I could last 28 minutes? So, So, Adam's not here, so I can do this joke. He hates this joke. So anyway, Subarus are a great car, you know. I mean, they're perfect for Fairbanks. They're fuel efficient, they're safe, they're all-wheel drive. But I don't know what it is, but anytime you get stuck behind a Subaru in traffic, it's like time stops. Now, I don't know what it is, because it's not the car. I don't know if it's the weight of the guilt associated with that free Tibet sticker on the bumper. Or the fact that the liberal driving it's so afraid of anything on the right they won't use the fucking gas. So I think the engineers at Subaru ought to come out with a gas pedal relocation kit. They could move that gas pedal to the left side of the brake, that fucker would use it and I would get to work on time. So, you know, there's a lot of talk in the news about gun control and everything, and I guess if you live in the lower 48, it's probably something more that you concern yourself with. And up here, I just think we should all have a gun because it's not always the four-legged predators you got to worry about. But I don't really think it's so much of an issue of gun control. I think it's more of an issue of birth control. I don't think everyone should be allowed to have a child. I mean, think about it. I mean, we didn't. You know, you can thank me for that later. I mean, you're a bunch of hairy little assholes running around everywhere, pissing everybody off. I'd be at the fucking principal's office every day. I can't handle that shit. So, I'm working on a new sex ed app. It's for the iPhone. It's called Clitter. There's an image of a vagina on the screen, and it gives you a tutorial on how to get it off, or woman off, you know, and it's pretty versatile. I mean, you can use your finger or your tongue, and it gives you real-time updates, and it lets you know if you're doing a good job or not. And Rich says it's amazing. So, the only problem is that bitch Siri won't leave me alone now, and of course she's got my phone number. Hey, give it up for Glenner and Jerry for putting this on every year. Like I said, this is my 11th year. This is the best thing I have looked forward to every year. I love doing it. Give it up for everybody who came up here before me and tried it for the first time. Give it up for yourselves for being a great audience. That's my time. Have a great night.
Ryan Hughes, everybody.